What's up? What's that?
He's gonna make you rearrange the chairs.
I don't know.
We time was up. I think because of the workload.
That's why I was.
What's up, miss?
What can I tell you? This is my family.
Hello, how are you?
Very nice to meet you. You know what it is always there? Yeah, it's been at
Oh, I think last time I saw you, you were right?
December. Okay, so we're only December. Now we're going into.
Figured if you came back twice, you were doing So I don't know if we're going to be up here or not, because it doesn't make a lot of sense if it's really this number of people.
We wanted it set up for tomorrow morning, so I
Yeah.
feel like don't mess it up now.
Right. Okay. No, let's set it for tomorrow. I think we'll leave it this way. It's okay.
I mean, I could just do the circle, whatever.
Okay, well, yeah, it's just, yeah, let's do
Should we
that.
take a
'cause
vote?
this is-
I was gonna add,
Yeah, really, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to move in circle. It's not enough people to.
We're voting.
I think so. Let me take a look.
you want everything down to?
If you would. Yeah,
All right, and there are a couple of things on the screens you might want to be able to see.
Let's just have a arc.
An arc, yeah, you might want to be able to see.
We don't want to make a circle, so we have to be able to see the screen. Do you need it? Yeah.
Actually, geometry was actually my one really good math course. Now, every once in a while, I got 100 over 0, because I didn't do the teacher's right.
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't. Sure.
Yeah, no, I get that. I also thought of, Brenda, but I didn't. Doesn't Australia have, is the largest area between cities and it's huge,
It's as big as the US. Bigger. Sorry, but it's about the shape of the US. Yeah. You fly between the cities. But most of them are more on the east coast.
That's true.
So I'm not sure whether the storms are going to come here or just be nearby. When I was driving here, I saw them. No,
I
not
didn't
already
see
here.
that.
They're still a long way away. So I'm not
I must
sure.
have been on the road just leaving
I
that.
saw them.
Yeah, I figured you might have.
But there was no noise.
Um,
No, it was like flashes of light.
Right.
It looked like something was exploding though. It was really bizarre.
Well, it's just, the storm's a long way away. That's all.
Do you want me to be compensated?
Shira doesn't do well in thunderstorms. So,
I don't know why.
and I love them. I'm totally good with them. I think they're cool. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is Shabbat Zachor, the Shabbat of remembrance that comes right before Purim. And on this day, we're commanded to remember what Amalek did. And the Israelites in biblical times faced lots of enemies, but no one was ever given the disrespect that Amalek was. And it says in Devarim and Deuteronomy that Amalek, in attacking, did not follow the rules of war and didn't attack soldier to soldier, but he went around and attacked the weakest people, the ones at the back, the ones who were stragglers, the ones who were sick, the very young, the very elderly. And he becomes the model of everybody who engages in despicable behavior rather than standing up and challenging, but who says, what's the easy way to attack? And given the news of today that we all woke up to about nearly 50 people being massacred and another 50 being injured in mosques in New Zealand, we realize, and I have to tell you that I planned a sermon for tonight some 2 months ago when I said, what exactly are we commanded to remember? And we're going to talk about that because it's really related. We need to remember there are those who would attack the weak as a sign of their strength. And I think it's something we need to commit ourselves to working against at Purim time and throughout the year. So I'm going to ask that we embrace the loved ones of those who died, the ones who were injured and the loved ones of those who were injured, and all the members of the Muslim community there in New Zealand and Christchurch, and all the Muslims around the world who are terrified today, that we embrace them as our own and pray for a day when people will not try to find the weakest target as a way to show their strength. So that's going to be part of our Shabbat today because it simply has to be.
Olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. 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 I will build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And you must build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai, then God will build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. We turn to Hine Matov. It is good for us to be here together, brothers and sisters, celebrating and remembering to be here together. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine Matov,
Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shalom Alechem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Alechem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Alechem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Alechem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine Matov, Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Lechado D is on page 138 and 139. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמע וזכר בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד. או שמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונחכים מכל העבירה מראש מקדם. נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי, אורי. שיר דברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואו עיר שלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואו עיר חלה, בואו עיר חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Page 376. The bottom paragraph. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. Page 121 and 120.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Oh, thank you. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, Shel Shabbat.
124. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. Page 146. Please rise if you're able.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. God of creation is on the screen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro mariv aravim bechachma v'teach sharim. God of creation, who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with setting of the sun, you unfold the heavens with brilliant moon and stars and wrap our souls with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro mariv aravim bechachma v'teach sharim. Baruch atah Adonai HaMariv Aravim.
150. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam V'amen. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
Yam bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye 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 bim bam. Yam bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye 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 bim bam. Ay ay dai dai dai, ya bye 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 bim bam. Ay ay dai dai dai, ya bye 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 bim bam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef bele, Nora tehilot osef bele. Ma'alechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeli zeli anu ve'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yam bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye 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 bim bam. Yam bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye 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 bim bam. Ay ay dai dai dai, ya bye 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 bim bam. Ay ay dai dai dai, ya bye 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 bim bam.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
161 and 160, let there be love, Hashkivenu. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu. Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Leshalom, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Leshalom, V'ha'amidenu Shomrenu Lechayim, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Leshalom. Let there be love, let there be love, and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
On 162, we always sing Vishamru, but it's kind of neat that we read it once in a while to remind ourselves what it says. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Adonai, Svatai, Svatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, Svatai, Svatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor, HaNorah, El Elyon, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח מוריד את גשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, תומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
You are holy. Your name is holy. And those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. (173) May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Me'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam Be'ahavat Kabel. Humbled in prayer we seek to reach you, hoping to be heard, hearts open wide, longing to be true. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And may we answer when you call. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam Be'ahavat Kabel. Oh, let us know that you are here. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And may we answer when you call. And may you answer when we call. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu.
177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch Ata Adonai, Hatov Shimcha, Ulecha Na'eh Lahodot. In place of Shalom Rav, my colleague, Rabbi Karen Kidar, wrote this today, and I think it's beautiful. Holy One of blessing, grant us the will to stand firm in the face of evil and hostility, not to be silent or afraid, to work diligently and faithfully to banish wickedness from the earth. Holy One of blessing, grant us the courage and resolve to speak when there is hatred, to act when there is confusion, to join with others and build a world of safety, understanding, and acceptance. Because there is hate, dear God, help us heal our fractured and broken world. Because there is fear, dear God, grant courage and faith to those in need. Because there is pain, dear God, bring healing to the shattered and wounded. Because there is hope, dear God, teach us to be a force for justice and kindness. Because there is love, dear God, help us to be a beacon of light and compassion. As it is written, be strong and let your heart have courage. Depart from evil, do good, seek peace, and pursue it. When you continue silently. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'goali, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you. Oh, my rock, my rock, and my redeemer. as I said, I had planned for some time to talk about what it means to remember. We're commanded to remember Amalek for what he did in attacking the weakest of us. And it says to blot out his name from under the heavens, do not forget. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, what's really interesting is there's no place in the world that Amalek is remembered except by Jews who are busy blotting out his name. There's no other record anywhere. The only one keeping his name alive is us to blot it out, which we do with making loud noises on Purim. And so Amalek becomes the metaphor of Hitler, the metaphor of Khmelnytsky in the 1600s, the metaphor of everyone who, as I said, tries to prove their own strength by attacking the weakest. And Wednesday night, we're going to get all goofy and do Purim, and basically what Wednesday night is the fulfillment of that basic description of every Jewish holiday. They tried to kill us, they didn't win, let's eat. Except in this case, they tried to kill us, they didn't win, let's drink. So it's basically the same idea. But because of that, we don't get to go into the real lessons that Purim gives us. And there are some powerful ones, and they start tonight. And that's why this Shabbat is always the Shabbat before Purim, Shabbat Zachor, Shabbat when it's time to remember. So one thing to remember is that evil comes in when there's a vacuum in power. Achashverosh, if you're used to our Purim spiel, we not only boo Haman, we also cheer Mordechai and Esther. And anyone remember what we do for Achashverosh? He's the wishy-washy guy. Haman bossed him around. But we had an leader. And that meant that someone could start whispering things in his ear. And it got worse and worse and worse. Because Haman started just having a problem with Mordechai. It was his whole problem. But as the king is listening, he goes, there's a group of people that's out to get you. Let me take care of them. And the king goes, that sounds like a good idea. And we see that Haman is given free rein. Do whatever you want. So we see that when there is a vacuum in leadership, other people can step in and can move things in directions that maybe even the majority of people didn't want. And we need to be aware of that. We also see that one person makes a difference. That Esther, her first reaction is, don't get me involved in this. I'm just the queen. I'm a girl. That was the thing. You could use that back then. What could I do? And Mordecai says something which leads to another lesson. He says, not only can you, Esther, but you have to. You're the only one who can. And don't think that because you're in the palace that you're going to escape the fate of the Jews. And that might be the most important lesson of all. Because there are many of us who think that our positions are so secure in this society, in this world, we've got friends in high places, that whatever's going to happen isn't going to happen to us. There's nothing in our history which argues for that point of view. Absolutely nothing. The number of people who were marched into the gas chambers showing their combat ribbons and medals from World War I, from the German army, captains, majors, colonels, generals, who were Jewish in World War I, all the way to the camps, all the way on the railroad cars, all the way through to going, no, look, I'm one of you. And they weren't. It gets left to us to do what needs to be done. And I don't say this as a message of grief. I say it as a message of what we're supposed to do with our lives. And most of us here, I don't know if anyone knows, most of us have lived Jewish lives virtually untouched by anti-Semitism. Not everyone. I've had a couple of, they weren't minor at the time, but things came up. The first year that Shira and I built a sukkah in our backyard in East Northport, it was a long time ago, we got a message on our answering machine, remember answering machines? Where I pulled out the tape and took it to the police department because they threatened us. Didn't know who it was. So what did the police do? They went to every one of our neighbors just inquiring. Now, we never found anyone, but I imagine that at least one person, when the police came to their door just inquiring, quietly had a coronary because they were the ones that did it. Because it was in our backyard, by the way. It wasn't on the street. You needed to be able to see into our backyard even to know that the sukkah was there. So there's not a lot of people that could have been. So it never happened to us again because our approach was, no nonsense. We're not going to let this blow over. When kids in school say to me, someone called me a name because I was Jewish, I say to them, did you go to the principal? No, I talked to them, or, maybe I'll tell a teacher. And I say to them, no, that's not the way we fight this. You don't fight, you don't bring a knife to a knife fight, you don't bring a gun to a knife fight. You bring a nuclear weapon to a knife fight. If someone's going to call you out because you're Jewish, then you need to screw up their lives. You need to go to the principal. You need to file a report of an anti-Semitic incident. And the first one probably won't do anything, but the second or third is going to get that kid suspended. And if I'm not mistaken, an anti-Semitic, a bias crime, even stays on their record when they're applying to colleges and when they go out into life. Now, why would I say to do that? Because an anti-Semit's never going to like us. I don't really care if they do. But I'd like them to figure out that we're not fun to mess with. That we are not going to take it in stride, that we are not going to let it blow over, and that we're not going to say it's okay. Because as a student of history, let me tell you about the letters that were written from upper-class German Jews to their friends and family in Western Europe, to their friends and family in the United States saying, don't worry, this Hitler thing is going to blow over. This is Germany. This is an advanced country. This isn't ever going to happen here. Don't worry. I can show you hundreds of these letters. They let it go. They let it blow over. Zachor. Remember what happens when we let it blow over. It doesn't usually blow over. And so I tell students, do not play fair. Do not fight fair. If someone fights with you, you go directly the highest you can go and get them in monster trouble. Preferably with witnesses. And if they call you a name and you don't know what it means, talk to me. Kids today, fortunately, do not know what kike means. But they hear it. And I explain it to them. When Esther finally stood up, she saved the Jews. Now, we kind of make fun of it in the story, but she risked her life to do that. Even the queen could not go in and speak to the king without permission. And it's this whole cute little thing, and it's funny and moderately obscene in the way it says it there, but that's for Wednesday night. But she risked everything. She risked her life to say, hey, king, that thing you're doing, that's my people. And the king freaks out. How can we do this? And Haman ends up getting it. But she risked her life to do it. How much easier would it have been for her just to say, it's not my problem. I'm in the palace. Mordecai, you do it. You don't have any pull, but it's okay. You do it. Or someone else do it. But she didn't. She said, it's up to me. She wasn't happy about it. But she said, it's up to me. And she saved our people. So many times, it's been the person who says, Ad kan, this is it. It's not going further than this. Who has made a difference in the world. Who has made a difference for Jews. As an aside, if you wonder why Bibi Netanyahu is so incredibly popular in Israel, even with all that's going on, because there's one thing that every Israeli knows about him, is that he's tough on security. And when all the other countries of the world are saying, you need to suck this up, you need to take it, people are launching rockets at you, you need to be nice, don't respond back. Bibi's one who says, hell no, we're not doing that. I can't stand him. I'm hoping to God that his opponent wins in the election coming up. But there's a reason Israelis are not stupid people. There's a reason they keep electing the guy. And it's they know that he says, Ad Khan, this is it. Late last night, Shira and I were up, and I have an app on my phone, which is an app that is the same app that Israelis use that tell them when they're incoming missiles. It went off 5 times last night. 5 times. 2 were aimed at Tel Aviv, 3 were aimed at Sderot, right on the border. By the way, I checked all the news media today for a report of it. Not even mentioned. Should Israel attack back, that will be in the news. And believe me, Israelis are aware of this. So on the one hand, God forbid we should be like Bibi Netanyahu. I don't think it's good for us. But we can't just say it's okay. It's not. And when someone does something, we need to call them out. Recently, I've been posting things on Facebook and whatever saying that we need to call out anti-Semitism from the right and the left. I gave a high holiday sermon last fall not knowing what was going to be coming about this. But when we see it, we have to call it out. When someone says whichever side, well, they're good on lots of stuff, so we'll let them go on this, we're forgetting. We're forgetting. We can't do that. If we worry about, well, hatred comes from the right. Talk to our congregants who grew up in Russia, where hatred came from the left, where Judaism was literally outlawed for 40 years. Being Jewish, and that was communist, that was far left. The far right, we have that. When a congressperson stands up and says something that is wildly anti-Semitic, we need to call it out regardless of which party that person's from. Understanding it? I'm sorry, I'm not that understanding. I'm really not. I don't think it means I hate the person, because then you get into what we're going through in this country, which is just people are good or bad and that's it, and that's a terrible thing. But we cannot let it stand because we agree with them on lots of other things. We need to say something. We need to do something. We just got back with our 10th graders from Washington, where we taught them how to lobby, how to make their voices heard in Congress. If any of you wants to do this and doesn't know how, please talk to me. I can give you the basic briefing stuff from the rack that we give to the kids, how you put it together, how you do it, how you write a letter, what you want to say in it. And don't think that you have to write only to Congressman Pallone. You can write to other people and call them out if necessary, and thank them when they do things the way we hope they will. Well, who am I? That's what Esther said. Who am I? Turned out she was someone. And when she raised her voice, she changed the world. And she did it by herself. It wasn't 1,000 people doing it, it was one person. So on this Shabbat Zachor, as we get ready to goof around and joke around and celebrate next Wednesday, we also need to remember. That's what it's for. Remember what can happen, not to become paranoid, but to become aware and to become active. Because we are not without power. And the shame would be if we don't use it. Please turn to page 371 as we join in our prayer for healing. And I include the families of the victims in New Zealand, those who are wounded and their families, everyone who has been injured again by this attack. I include the people of Sderot, which has been under missile attack for so many years that 60% of teenagers in the town have PTSD. In Sderot, in Israel, 40% of teenagers wet their bed. 40%. 60% under psychological care for PTSD. I add them into my prayers for healing because we need to heal them and the situation that causes it. And so now I ask if you have names to add as well, please say them aloud as I look around the room.
Mitchell Hill, Kathy Campbell, Robert Campbell.
Roman Spetsky, Carol Wilson.
Bernie Coleman.
Mi sheberach avotenu, mekor habracha li'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu, mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Page 586 in the middle of the page. Please rise if you're able.
Aleinu leshabeach
Ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer. Lo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchalkenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
588. שעונות השמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומשב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו תגלה מרומים. אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ככתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום והשבת אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד.
590. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that unto you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, Adonai, our God, let them pay homage. Let them give glory to your honored name. Let all accept the yoke of your reign, that you may rule over us soon and forever. For sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory. As it is written in your Torah, Adonai will reign forever and ever. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. So next week on Wednesday at lunchtime, if you're around, please come join Joanna and me at Wegmans. We are having our monthly lunch with Don and Joanna upstairs in Wegmans, 12:30. We have an amazing caterer. It's Wegmans, but you pay for your own. So come up and join us 12:30 to 1:30. We have no agenda that we set. It's whatever people want to talk about. And then that evening, we hope you're going to come here in costume and join us for our Purim spiel and Megillah reading. Starts at 7 o'clock. We are offering a pizza dinner for anyone who would like beforehand. You can call the office, or there's a form online to sign up. It actually just trt.org/Purim pizza. Then you can sign up. I think we're charging $4 a person. So come, you'll have dinner here, but come in a costume. And anyone who's coming in a costume who'd like to read an English paragraph of the Megillah, please talk to me. I'd love to give you a part. We still have some left, and we'd love you to read them. Okay? And then just to call to your attention that the Purim Carnival is a week from Sunday, and the day before that is our only Saturday morning Rock Shabbat of the year. And Ilana Arian is going to be our guest artist. She's been here before.
That's
She's
the 30th.
30th. That's a week from, isn't it? Isn't that the right date?
It's 2 weeks. I don't know.
20th, I'm sorry, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's the
the
30th.
Carnival's the 24th.
Right.
The Rock Shabbat's the 30th.
30th, my bad. The 30th of
Don't
the
skip
month.
a week, please.
Sorry, you need it, yeah. But she's wonderful, and what we like about doing the Shabbat morning is that there's different music, there's different liturgy, there are different prayers available from Friday evening, and a Torah reading and things like that. So come join us for that, because it's a really neat exploration.
Wonderful.
And she's
And
terrific.
she wrote a new Kedusha, which is one that we only have one melody for. So come and learn a new Kedusha.
That would be neat. That would be neat. So please come join us. There are all kinds of things going on. You have it on the information sheet. Take it with you. I do want to mention. Excuse me?
Yes,
We are? No.
with Wicker.
Oh, a
If
Wicker.
you RSVP with,
Right, that's right. Wicker Church will be here that day. So if you'd like to stay for lunch, which we're paying for,
please RSVP.
please RSVP and join us for lunch and our friends Wicker after the service.
This Sunday at 4 o'clock, we are having a movie with the Salam Shalom Sisterhood called Wrestling Jerusalem. I think it covers lots of the topics we actually talked about today. And it is open to men and women, 4 o'clock here.
And then we just received notice from the Rabbinic Association in the heart of New Jersey, along with several other groups, that there is going to be a time for everyone who wants to support the Muslim community to do so next week. Friday is their big day of prayer, and at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and I know that's not an easy time for a lot of people, but 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, they have their service at several of the mosques, and we've been invited to join them. The one that we're going to, the one that we've been to before, is in North Brunswick, the New Brunswick Islamic Center, Friday at 1 o'clock. Shir and I are going. Anyone that would like to join us, please, we're going to ask you to wear a kippah, even if you don't normally wear a kippah, because when you go in, we want to do it as a show of solidarity, and a solidarity that we're Jews, and we're coming there. So if you want to pick a nice kippah from outside, you are welcome to steal it. I'm really welcome to steal it and wear it, and come. I'm going to talk to Robin about sending out an email to the whole congregation about this before that. So if you would like to come, they're extraordinary people. We've had lots of interactions with them, and I know they will really appreciate our being there. And when we think of all the people that came out and responded after Pittsburgh, it's our time to do the same thing. So if you can join us, you will be hearing about it, but you can talk to either of us during the week. We'll have all the information, and we will be going 1 o'clock next Friday. Kaddish is on page 598. If you are here to say Kaddish for Shiva, for someone who died this past week, please rise and say their names aloud. If you are here for Shloshim, for someone who died in the past 30 days, please rise and say their names. And if you are here for Kaddish, for Yartzeit, or for any other reason, Please rise and say their names aloud. Makom Yenachem Etchem, Im Sha'ar Avei Tzion v'Yerushalayim.
May God console you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem.
And we take into our hearts all those who died. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shivata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say,
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru. Amen.
We turn back to 123.
Dropping things. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tefillah למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Over here. So I'm curious as to who here could tell me how much of this we have to eat in order to fulfill what we do when we say hamotzi. I've got several people who I know should be able to give me the answer. What? A bite? No, that's not the exact terminology. But we have several people who are in my class and who should know this. What? Kazayit, an olive's worth. We had it in the conversation the other day that if you're eating an olive's worth or more, you have to say a blessing. Under that is a crumb. That's all, as we all know, the cookie pieces that you pick up from the counter that don't have any calories because it wasn't a whole cookie. Works on the same basis. Same, I think they got it from there. What? No, but this is a size thing we're talking about here. And so the crumbs don't actually count unless they come to kazayit. So you're going to figure out what kind of olive you like, and that's how much challah you need to take.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Cantor's got to sing, so she's taking less.
I'll have more later. I know it doesn't fulfill the mitzvah though. think we should end with Olam Chesed, which is how we began. I have to go backwards, though. So, Olam Chesed is what is said on the internet when I learned this by Rabbi Menachem Creditor. He wrote this for his daughter, who was a child, after 9/11. He wanted a world to believe in for his daughter, something that he knew that there was a reason for hope on a really hopeless day. And so on this day that feels like there is more bad than good in the world going around, I think that we should turn to these words of hope and know that we can make love together, joining hands and being in partnership with God. Olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. 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 I will build this world with love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And you must build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai, then God will build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai, dai, dai.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, sorry, dude. It's physical age, not emotional age. So, yeah, I know that's the problem.
They both can't have. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Shabbat shalom.
Oh, but you have to, the ground with this. This is perfect for her. And, yeah, well.
That's the light version. Quiet version.
The little tiny, these are really tiny little things, like these are pebble size. Don't do these.
How are you? Yeah. When we were in Israel at the Holocaust Museum, the part that really struck me was not how it ended,
Yeah.
but how it began. And everybody knows how it ended.
No, it's,
And I had no idea. It was so gradual
yes, it was.
and so incremental. That
And oh, it'll blow over, oh, it'll blow over. This isn't a problem, this isn't a problem, until suddenly it's a problem.
until it's
Yeah. And that's why I really, what I said here is actually what I tell the students. I said, do not play fair.
yeah,
Because they're not going to like you.
yeah,
And they don't like you already. We know that because they're calling you names.
Yeah.
So what they need to be is afraid of you. And, you're not bigger than them and speed them up, you use the better way. Which is, get a bias time from when they're ready, because then they'll go, those Jews are crazy, I'm gonna leave them alone. So am I. So yeah, I think it's necessary. Excuse me. Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Jared obviously still in Israel, and I heard about people who get alerts on their phone.
Yeah.
How did you?
If you come to my office right afterwards, I'll show you the app. Okay, it's an app. But can I ask you something? Will that do anything other than make you bonkers?
You know what? No, I'm actually.
So don't do it.
No, it won't make me bonkers.
Oh, it won't?
But I feel like I want to just be in the know because it's very hard. I heard about this, and again, I was trying to Google to get some information.
Well,
just
it
to
won't.
be.
It doesn't give you any information you're going to want. It's for people who might be under attack right now. It doesn't say when it's over. It doesn't say what happened. It's just like, if you hear this, get somewhere.
Right. I had
So-
a friend who went in October with Federation. They did the trip, and they did that. So I actually know how it was done, but I would like to. Yeah, I could always delete it, but.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I have to prep for tomorrow, and then I will get that for you. But please think about whether you really want to do that or not. Okay? Okay. I'm not telling you what to do, just asking the question. Thank you. You know, when things have been good, we can just concentrate on the joking. But, it was even that thing, they tried to kill us. They didn't win Let's Eat. Yeah, but they tried to kill us. And sometimes you can't be nice when people are trying to kill you. So, yep. Thanks, Marge. Thank you. What? Yeah. What? Oh, yeah.